So we've got round one with our green-blue clue force draft. Ooh, awkward. So no islands and a couple of blue cards, which is a little bit hurtful. We have Bound by Moonsilver and Byway Courier, though. This is a keeper. I mean, we have a removal spell and we have a 3-drop and the mana to play them. That seems more than acceptable. Not to mention Byway Courier can also draw us a card if we trade it off, so we're likely to hit an island before we desperately need to for like Fleeting Memories or Press for Answers. Ooh, an aggressive deck here. Let's see what happens. I'm hoping that they're not too aggressive because, of course, our deck really would like to mill people out with the Fleeting Memories. That's the ultimate goal. We want to spend a lot of time dirtling around and just mill our opponents to death. Discarding Sanitarium Skeleton. Alright, so Red-Black Madness, but not with a super aggressive start. I'm expecting they'd be aggressive in other games. I'm just thinking they probably had a mediocre starting hand. That'd be nice, because ours is pretty bad ourselves. Oof, yeah, no lands so far. I don't know that I care about Wildfield Scarecrow. So I could just pass. I could aim high and kill it, which is fine, I guess. Well, I'm going to attack in here, and I'll decide whether or not to use the aim high. I don't think I do. But if we attack, our opponent might not block, and we're not really on a disadvantage for attacking, because we have aim high to catch something off guard anyways if they have a haste creature. So it seems like a fine attack to make. We're not losing. We might not gain anything, but we're not losing anything either. Yeah, unsurprisingly, our opponent blocks. I would too, because if you're using a spell to kill Wildfield Scarecrow, then that's probably an upside for the person that's playing the Wildfield. You're not playing Wildfield to not block, put it that way. Well, wish that he had just like chosen his. I wish our opponent had chose their own Voldaren Duelist or something just because of shortcutting it, thinking that I wouldn't be able to block. Oh well. Maybe that'll make this aim high all the more scary later. Alright, keep passing the turn. We have to hit a land is what we need. That's the big thing. If we don't hit land, I mean, that's gonna lose us the game, that's for sure. I didn't think I wanted to play Bound by Moonsilver. Ugh. Alright. Well, that's very unfortunate. So we're just taking 6 here. Chaining together Voldaren Duelists when we're stuck on mana is a bad thing, certainly. Come on, land. Nope. Okay, at this point, I'm going to bond. So let's bound. Just because otherwise I'm going to have to discard anyways. It doesn't make sense to just keep holding it in my hand. I think that keep was still fine. I mean, it's hard to say that you're not going to get any land for the next 5 draw steps. It's pretty unlikely that that happens. So we're just running on the outside of luck here, and yeah, it sucks, but there's not much that I can do about it, and I can't really expect to do anything differently there. Alright, so I'm going to block the Byway Courier and hope they don't have anything too crazy. Trading it off seems like the right thing to do, though. I can't just keep taking 3 damage. Alright, so we have land, finally. I can play the Hunter, and hopefully next turn, like, True Fate Sensor or Crack the Clue and aim high. Opponent's running out of gas sometime fairly soon. They have 3 cards left in their hand. Who knows how much of that is land. If we can stall the game out, I mean, obviously we've got a lot of things to play, so seems reasonable. I have to block. I'm not in the business of not blocking at this point. Even if our opponent kills something, I'm not winning a game where I'm not blocking here, because I'm just so far behind. Alright, well, I don't want to show that we have islands. We're just dead here anyways. I can tap the Gatstaff Arsonists with Press for Answers, but, well, maybe I just crack the Clue token and see what happens first. Another land. I go to 3. I take 3. Sorry, I go to 4. I take 3. Opponent has 1 card in hand. Arsonist is just sitting there. Alright, I'll see what happens. It's unlikely that we can win this game, but I guess that I'm not totally written out of it yet. We do still have aim high. Yeah, that's the nail in the coffin. And scoop phase. I technically live at 1 life, but there's no point in trying to beat 4 creatures with no creatures in play at that point. That was unfortunate. We just needed to draw a land is what happened. Explosive Apparatus is decent here. It's good against Voldar and Duelist. So that's okay. It's good against Bloodsworn too, so that might actually be fine. Not like super excited about playing it, but I don't know that I need True Faith Sensor that badly. Most of our creatures are going to beat his anyways, although Second Harvest actually can come out. That was a card that we're... Although, then it ruins the point of this whole endeavor, right? We've got to keep the Second Harvest in. We're going for maximum value. What am I talking about? We have to keep the Second Harvest in. We forced this deck for a reason. We're trying to play clues. We're going to do that. Alright. Explosive Apparatus for True Faith Sensor. Not going to make any other changes. Looks good. Submit. And hopefully draw some lands. Alright. Well, this is a better hand. We actually have the mana that we want. So we won't end up with 2 little lands this time, at least. We'll see now if we end up getting too many. Not to jinx myself or anything, but we'll see. Ooh, Duskwatch Recruiter. Yeah, I'm going to throw that out there. I'm slightly worried about my opponent just killing it. But the card's really strong. I feel like I might even just use the Duskwatch, let it flip, and then I can play like Hunter and Quildwolf in a single turn if I draw green. Or if I get like another like Furtive Homunculus or something, then I can play Hunter and Homunculus. There's a bunch of stuff that you can do once you flip into Crawling Horde Howler. Plus the 3/3 is nice against things like Sanguinary Mage right now. Yeah, I'm just gonna do that. Alright, Homunculus. Oof. Putting Mysteries and Bound by Moonsilver on the bottom's not exactly what I wanted to do, though. And I could have waited until our opponent's turn, or even... but to actually use that. But I have to do it on upkeep then, because it's still going to flip. I might as well just do it now and save a little bit of time. Now we really don't want this to die, so I'm not going to block Sanguinary Mage. It might keep the Mage back, though. We'll see. Uh-oh. Tormenting Voice. Okay. That's fine. Now, with 1 black mana open... It could be Deadweight. Do I take 2 damage and play around Deadweight, or do I just block and save 2? I think that it's punishing enough if I block that I just shouldn't do it. It's a really bad news if there's Deadweight. Ooh, flips it back. Well, alright. I guess that I don't get to use the Hunter and Homunculus thing, but we do still get to play Hunter, which is a pretty decent card against this board here. I don't want to block with the Recruiter that much, so I'm just going to attack with it. Totally fine doing that. Now our opponent's probably got a Voldaren Duelist, but even if they do, I don't know that I want to trade Duskwatch for Duelist yet. I'm going to be able to play Quildwolf and Furtive Homunculus next turn anyways, so I'm not under that much pressure here. It's going to be 5 damage, I go to 13. I can even crack back for 5, so we're kind of even on that race. I guess that they go to 14 because Indulgent Aristocrat's got lifelink, but it's not a huge problem. It's not great, but I'm not super worried about it yet, even if it is Duelist. So we'll see what our opponent has here. Tapping 1 black. I wonder if they did have Deadweight. They waited on playing Indulgent. That could just be trying to act like they had Deadweight. But they tapped a single black here at the start, too. Sanitarium Skeleton, okay. Breakneck Rider's pretty scary, honestly. That's a card that I don't want to see. Oh man, we got double Fleeting Memories. So what we need to do now is just spend enough time solidifying our board so that we can stall out. And if we can do that, Fleeting Memories will just win us this game. So much mill here. We have 9 clues in our 3 clues in our hands, so 6 each. So that's 18 if we get the time to actually play it all out. Alright, so we'll go Quilled Wolf and Furtive Homunculus and then just pass. We want to try and get the most down here so that we can kind of stabilize our board, I think. Next turn, I can Gone Missing the Breakneck Rider. Just lower our opponent down a little bit more if possible. I'll do a lot to try and get rid of that Breakneck Rider, though. This card's very, very good and pretty scary to see on our opponent's side of the board. That all of your attacking creatures get, like, the trample is really the big thing. The +1/+0s, I mean, obviously nothing to scoff at either, but trampling them over on top of that is just really, really nasty. Alright, so let's see what our opponent has. They still have 4 cards. Not to mention Sanitarium Skeleton and Aristocrat is a pretty good combo. Stallion. I'm fine with that. Ooh, okay. Well, Cult of the Waxing Moon, I think is better than just Gone Missing here, because Breakneck Rider is not flipping right now. And this will stall out the board even longer. Not to mention the fact that if we do get into a space where our opponent wants to flip the Breakneck Rider, suddenly we just get 2 wolf tokens, and that seems pretty good. I'm certainly happy to do that. Okay, so another land from our opponent. I'm thinking that there's going to be a sacrifice of that Sanitarium Skeleton soon. I could Gone Missing away the Indulgent Aristocrat too if it gets enough tokens. It's not a terrible plan. Twins of Mar Estate. Okay. So they want to get more vampires down before they start chaining together the Sanitarium Skeleton sacrifices. Now I have enough mana to both Fleeting... I can do both Fleeting Memories, or I can Fleeting Memories and hold up Duskwatch Recruiter. I like digging through the deck to try and get back to like that Oldenwald Mysteries. So maybe I just Duskwatch and Fleeting. Could attack with Quilled Wolf. They just block with Sanitarium Skeleton, though. Yeah, I think we're going to Duskwatch first, because we want to see what we get. Harvest Hand. Put Warped Landscape on the bottom. That's unfortunate. It's a card that I want so I can shuffle the Oldenwald Mysteries back up. Alright, let's go. I don't think I want Harvest Hand. I think I need to start getting these memories down and start looking at milling our opponent. Like I said before, if we get both mysteries down, then there's a large amount of milling that we can do. Olivia's Bloodsworn. That's a card that can actually attack. And he can. Our opponent can sacrifice the Sanitarium Skeleton to the Indulgent Aristocrat as well this turn. So I could be taking 3 here. Our opponent's deck is very good. Didn't use the Bloodsworn and didn't sacrifice the Sanitarium Skeleton. That is interesting. Alright. I'm just going to go Fleeting Memories. Well, I should use Recruiter first. I don't need the white because Bound by Moonsilver is the only white card that we have, so it's not like there's going to be a creature that I need. Sage of Ancient Lore, put the land on the bottom, and Memories. Okay, so now we've got 2 memories going. Next turn, we just Gone Missing whatever is looking the most threatening, and then we start cracking clues like crazy and hope that we get there. I could even just crack a clue to try and hit land for Gone Missing if we don't. Okay, so there's the sacrifice at end of turn. Surprised our opponent didn't use red mana to give Olivia's Bloodsworn haste then. Seems like they missed out on 3 damage there. I guess we'll find out. Skeletons being rebought, played, and sacrificed, maybe? If they have a land, that's certainly something they can do. Another Breakneck Rider? Ugh. That's very scary. Not liking that at all. Ugh. Twins of Mara State can get in. Bloodsworn does. And I take 3. Okay. I'm going to crack one of these clues. Just like I said. And we're going to mill our opponent twice. We'll see if we can't get a land and Gone Missing. Hunter. Could crack another clue and then play Veteran Cathar. Hunter number 2 is not bad either, though. It makes flipping the Breakneck Riders for our opponent a little less enticing. Because again, Cult of the Waxing Moon plus Solitary Hunters and Duskwatch is kind of a beating if our opponent actually just lets things flip. Sure, we don't want our opponent to have double Breakneck Rider either, but it's not that bad for us as long as we have this many werewolves and the cult. Sage of Ancient Lore is probably something I want to get down soon too. But I feel like our best option here to break through this board is to actually just Fleeting Memories our opponent to death. I really wish that Ulvenwald Mysteries wasn't on the bottom, although Crow of Dark Tidings is a good card for us actually. It's extra damage in the air, but milling another 2 cards off of our opponent is nothing to scoff at. And if we can find a way to kill it, then that's even better. Surprised they're not just rebuying the Sanitarium Skeleton here. Mindrack Demon, too. Alright, so we can Gone Missing the Olivias. I think that's what I'd like to do here. I need to get rid of a little bit of pressure. I'm going to crack the clue first. Just leave our options open. Mill our opponent for another 6. Fiery Temper, Gatstaff, bunch of lands. Alright, another land. So we'll Gone Missing the Olivia's Bloodsworn. I could have put it on top immediately and then cracked the clue and just milled it away. And that might have been better. I just wanted to see if I could get the raise, what's it called? The 2-mana untap ability. I can't remember the name of that card right now. The +2/+2. Because I'd like to just kill the Bloodsworn. I mean, I guess that I could have done that with Gone Missing, but I'm not super excited. I'd rather just, I don't know. Maybe I shouldn't have done that. I was trying to leave options open. I wanted to get another creature down and play the untap card if possible. Like, that was kind of the hope. But yeah, that was probably just way too greedy. So that was a little bit silly. I wanted to kill, like, Crow of Dark Tidings with the untap if possible. So this time our opponent remembered the Bloodsworn. I wonder if they had an ability to use for 1 mana that other turn when they didn't use it. Or if they just forgot. It's possible they remembered now and forgot before, certainly. Sacrifice Stallion and get in for 5. Alright. Come on, clues. Press for answers. There we go. So we actually just mill out and win here. Awesome. So press, crack a clue, and we're good. Mill our opponent for 12. Oh, wow. And they're letting us see all the cards. That's good. They have Murderous Compulsion, Double Murderous Compulsion. Okay. They're going to let us see all their cards? That'd be nice. Oh, wow. Call the Bloodline. Alright. We'll pass the turn. GG. Very nice. Alright. That worked out pretty well. Double Fleeting Memories. Who knew? When you get 2 Fleeting Memories on the board, it actually turns out pretty well. So, that Bloodsworn is a real problem. Aim High. That's the name of it. Oh, man. For some reason, I kept wanting to call it, like, Reach something. I mean, Aim High is really our only answer to the Flyer, right? We don't have like a Watcher in the Web. We can go on Missing, put it on top, and mill it away if we have Fleeting Memories, or use Bound by Moonsilver. But those are only real options. I don't have a good answer to the Flyers. Explosive Apparatus now, I suppose. That's why I sided it in. Alright, I mean, I don't think that I can do any more sideboard for that. That's the main card that I'm worried about, is like Bloodsworn and Crow are pretty good against us, and the Breakneck Riders obviously are insane, but I don't have a better answer anywhere for Breakneck Rider for sure. Like, Explosive Apparatus might be able to get the Bloodsworn, but Rider, I'm just going to have bigger creatures. We do have a lot of, like, Solitary Hunters, so it's possible that we can just stall out the board like we did that game, even if they have the Breakneck Rider. We just have to worry about dodging it early. This is the matchup that I really didn't want to see. The aggro decks are the ones that you don't want to be playing against when you're trying to turtle around and mill people out. They tend not to draw the cards. They're not Delirium or things like that. And they're not trying to go for value, like drawing extra cards off of clues themselves to get you closer to milling them out, giving you extra time to draw all of your pieces, like the extra Fleeting Memories and stuff. So it's just a little more awkward. All right, so we've got... This is a keeper. We have 3 cards that cost 2 and the Explosive Apparatus that we can play right away, so it makes sense. I mean, when you can play every card in your hand but 1, I think that's probably a keepable hand. Not to mention we're on the draw, so the odds of us getting another land here are fairly high. I mean, I know I said that in game 1 and we drew nothing, but that can't always happen. Right? Right? Yeah. Alright. Well, Bound by Moonsilver is not exactly the 3-drop I was looking for, but I can Duskwatch Recruiter anyways and hope that our opponent doesn't have a removal spell or 2 things to unflip it. Ooh. I'm less happy about flipping our Duskwatch now. I wanted to just use the ability, but I mean, I could use the ability, flip it, block the Breakneck Rider, take 2 and kill it. That might be okay. Maybe it's fine. The only issue there is then if there's like a Voldaran Duelist or something, then I'm in real trouble, because that's a ton of damage coming in. I could Furtive Homunculus and aim high in the same turn, just to unflip the Breakneck Rider. I'm not happy about that, though. Thing is, even if I play Furtive Homunculus here, then I'm still stuck in a position where Breakneck Rider is going to deal me 3, so it's actually going to deal me more damage, and I still don't deal with it. So I guess we're just going to use the Recruiter and pass. Well, let's hope that this is a very good hit off of Duskwatch. We need something awesome. Not sure what. Nothing is not the answer. And especially not when it's nothing that puts all of our... Nothing that puts all of our white sources for Bound by Moonsilver on the bottom seems particularly bad, actually, now that I think about it. We do still have 1 more planes in the deck. I'm pretty sure that we have 2 planes. I put in 3 sources, but that's really not what we wanted to have happen. It's pretty awkward. I feel like this is a Voldaran Duelist. I don't know, I just have a vibe. Maybe I'm wrong. They're not tapping their lands very quickly, and I'm pretty sure if they had Duelist, they would just be slamming it into play because it's so much damage here. Like, Duelist is 8 damage? 9 damage? Yeah, 9 damage here, actually. This could be Rush of Adrenaline. Or they could just be willing to trade it for Kralin Horde Howler. The thing is, it's hard to say, because I think that if I were the opponent, I'd be willing to trade this for Kralin Horde. Pretty sure. Because Kralin Horde Howler is very scary. Like, the Duskwatch Recruiter is insane. But we have seen the opponent play Rush of Adrenaline, so am I willing to take the risk that this is just a trade that they're willing to make? I think I do. I think that I do. And I could be very wrong. Oh, alright. Whew! That was very tense, honestly. I was pretty terrified that we were about to lose there. Alright, that worked out okay. Crow of Dark Tidings, yeah, no problem. I can definitely deal with Crow. And we have Explosive Apparatus to kill it. We can just aim high later. Like, there's lots of options for Crow. Crow's not a big deal. The Breakneck Rider was a big deal. You know, I actually think that maybe our opponent was just wrong attacking the Breakneck Rider then. Because, like, Krowlin Horde Howler's good on our side, but I don't know that it's better than... I don't know that it's better than the Breakneck Riders on our opponent's side. It's hard to say, because, like, spending a lot of time paying mana to dig creatures down is probably fine for our opponent, because we're just trying to be the long game deck. We already have long game that'll beat them. We have other ways to dirtle besides Duskwatch. They don't care about that. They just want to, like, beat us down before we get a chance to use all of that ability. Alright, let's attack in with the Solitary Hunter. If they block, we can aim high. If they don't, then we can Gone Missing. So just stall for an extra turn. And I still have the aim high, so... our opponent still has to worry about that. Ooh, Quilled Wolf is not terrible. Attack with the Hunter. Still no block, as expected. If I were the opponent, I don't think I'd block there either. Get down Quilled Wolf and pass the turn. Mostly we just need to stop the Gatstaff Arsonist from flipping, because the Menace is a problem. The stats are fine if we could block with Solitary Hunter alone with aim high, but... do we get him? I think that we get our opponent here. If they have Rush of Adrenaline, then Gatstaff Arsonists trade with the Solitary Hunter, which is unfortunate, but that's still a 2 for 2. And then we're back to a pretty even board position, which I think I'm okay with. Bit worried that they have more cards in hand than us. Alright, that's perfect. Okay, we're in good shape then. If we actually just get to eat the Gatstaff Arsonist, that's a great upset for us. Oh wow, so we can Press for Answers the Twins, Explosive Apparatus the Crow, and Smash for 5 here? Yeah, we're winning this race. Let's do that. Get rid of the stupid Crow. Wait, a Plains? That's a change. Did they put in some kind of enchantment removal? What's in white that would remove enchantments? I can't think of anything in this format. That's the thing that I can think would make sense, though. Ugh. That is an unfortunate turn of events. So sacrifice Skeleton. Like, if we attack here, it just doesn't do anything. I guess we might get a little bit of damage through the Aristocrat, but then we take damage on the backswing. Our opponent will certainly block Sanitarium Skeleton on Hunter and then just sacrifice it to Aristocrat, though. I'd be super happy if they blocked the Quilled Wolf, but I don't think that's going to happen. I doubt they would trade Aristocrat for Quilled Wolf at that point. Put them down to 7. They attack us back for... 4, really, because we're going to have Solitary Hunter on the backswing. Maybe that attack's not that bad. Even knowing that the Skeleton's just going to block anyways. Yeah, I actually like it. I'm not excited by it, but it's not that bad on the crackback for me anyways. If our opponent attacks all out, we do have double Solitary Hunter on the backswing and the Quilled Wolf. So that seems pretty good. Alright, they'll trade for Quilled Wolf. That's fine. I'm just worried about the Sanitarium Skeleton and Indulgent Aristocrat being able to actually race us later in the game. Rush of Adrenaline. Well, that's unfortunate. I don't have anything else that pumps at instant speed. Although, I have Jace's Scrutiny in the deck. I could go for that. Because if I just randomly hit it, that's really good there. And I still have Furtive Homunculus I can play. Wait. Our opponent didn't sacrifice the skeleton? Oh, wow. That has to be a misclick. That has to be a misclick. Our opponent could have eaten the Quilled Wolf, gained 4 life, and had what? Like, that makes no sense. And still had the Indulgent Aristocrat. And they'd have had a 4/6 Twins. I can't imagine that that's what they meant to do. Skin Invasion on Furtive. Alright. Wow. That was a turn. So we just need to draw some non-lands here, and then we're feeling pretty decent here. Sucks that we lose Furtive Homunculus to the Sanitarium Skeleton. They get Skin Invasion off, but what do you do? It doesn't make sense to attack with anything else. Otherwise, I just throw Solitary Hunter into Sanitarium Skeleton and lose it that way. This card's going to be a lot better when it transforms, which should be soon. I mean, I don't have any plays next turn. Our opponent's top decking. Oh, right. They have Skeleton, though. Alright. They will play that. Just to prevent the flip. Byway Courier. Alright, I mean, I'll keep playing cards. I'm not going to just wait just to flip these. It doesn't make sense. Because again, it's likely that it'll flip in the next turn or two anyways. I don't need to sack a card. Especially because then I know what would happen. If I hold off Byway Courier that turn, I'll draw another card that I actually want to play again. And then I'm going to want to play 2 cards a turn and just flip my Solitaire Hunter back anyways. So, not a whole lot of point to do that. Awkward. We'll just keep passing. We've got some time. We'll eventually hit some Fleeting Memories or like Ulvenwald Mysteries or something that'll get us some value. Bloodsworn is unfortunate. Very unfortunate. As before, Bloodsworn is the card that we have to worry about. We've already used Explosive Apparatus and Aim High too, so that's a real bad situation for us actually. Ugh. To attack with both one of the packs? I might have to here. I feel like we've got to put some kind of pressure on our opponent because of that Olivia's. They'll block with Sanitarium Skeleton, we just do it once, and that's not particularly useful. This way we can at least trade for twins. They might worry about double blocking too, because I mean, we didn't attack last turn. They could be worried about a pump spell or removal. Apparently not. Uh-oh. Uncaged Fury. Well, that's very awkward. Although, it's not being used on my face, so I guess it's a little better. This is a problem. Definitely not what I wanted to happen. So they do Uncaged Fury and Olivia's Bloodsworn in a row. I was really expecting that would be a land. Because they've been in top deck mode. Attack all out. Alright, so we're going to double block the twins. And hope they don't have any more tricks up their sleeve. Paying costs, so obviously they do. Another Uncaged Fury? Fiery Temper. I mean, not much I can do about that, I guess, if our opponent's going to draw like that. I could have sacrificed this in response, actually. That would have been the right thing to do. Just see if I got like a Scrutiny or something. Another land. Uh-oh. Okay, so I can hit for... Pack Guardian's interesting, because that could give me what I need to win this game. Just on a surprise. We scrounge Scythe onto one of the pack. Hit for 6. Our opponent attacks. They have the Sanitarium Skeleton, though. We can hope that they don't draw anything else besides the skeleton. They've already drawn, what, 3 or 4 top decks in a row, so maybe they'll draw a land next turn. That's going to be the hope. Scrounge Scythe on one of the pack, and if we can get, like, a Plains, then Bound by Moonsilver will stop the skeleton. We can just win off the back of the one of the pack. I can block with Pack Guardian on Skin Shredder, and the 2/2 on the Twins of Mara Estate. I think that that's our best option here. It's not great, but it's not the worst either. I guess that I mean, I could just Pack Guardian now. I mean, the thing is, if I can Pack Guardian now, move over Scrounge Scythe, make it a 5/4, and then our opponent can't really attack in with our Ground Pounders. The problem is the Olivia's Bloodsworn's just killing us. So, I'm not sure that's any better. I actually think that I want to sucker them into attacking here. And then just hope that I have a way to get rid of that stupid skeleton, because I don't know that I can do better. Like, the Bloodsworn's going to kill me in a turn or two, and the skeleton will just be sitting there to block our guys over and over and over if we let Bloodsworn through. So yeah, I think we just pass. That feels really weird because, I mean, obviously we could just stall the ground out, but I don't think that's our way that we can win this game. We have to hope that our opponent draws a land or something else that's just totally irrelevant. Oh, that's not totally irrelevant. Although, yeah, I guess it's mostly irrelevant. It flips back the one of the pack. It's pretty bad. Yeah, another gas card for our opponent is really bad news there. I don't see a way out of this now because the one on the pack flips back down. So even if we draw Plains to Bound by Moonsilver the Sanitarium Skeleton, it's just too late. We need this to be 6 power. Oh, we drew another land anyways. Alright, we flooded out pretty hardcore at the end of the game there. Yep, nothing I can do about it. I can put our opponent to 2, but it's just not enough. Well, it was a good try. This was an interesting clue deck. We did manage to do exactly what we wanted to do the one game, which was the double Fleeting Memories and just mill our opponent out. It's too bad that it didn't work a little bit longer than that, but it was certainly fun. We drafted an interesting deck, and that gives you an idea of what you want to be doing in Blue-Green Clues, I think, if you're going to try and ever force a draft, or if you really want to try the archetype and it's open. That's what I would suggest to do. Move in on the archetype when it's open. But I wanted to try and do a little bit something different, and I'm going to keep doing these videos, forcing different archetypes. I'll put up a poll, actually, on the end of the video here, underneath it, on the description, where I want you guys in the comments to let me know whether you want to see, like, what archetype next, like whether you want to see, like, blue-red spells, or red-green werewolves, or black-red madness, and we'll force another draft next time, so I'll see you the next time we do a video. I'll be doing one weekly, I think, for Newmont Gaming, with a few breaks here and there, I'm sure, because I'm going to be pretty busy this summer, but I'll see you around. Thanks for watching, guys. Holding control. It's happening! Alright. Same targets. Oh wow, he's gonna let us see his deck? Thank you. I appreciate that. It's happening!